Hi, I'm Ryan Hendrix,
And I'm Kari Zweber Palmer.
and we're going to be talking with you about the social thinking vocabulary. The next concept we'll talk about is the idea of listening with your brain and body. And the reality is, when we think about this idea of listening, it's really important to acknowledge that we all listen in our own way. Even as you are listening to this video, or if you've been listening to other concepts, and that point you've been listening for a while, just even take a moment to think about what are you doing that is helping you to get the information that you need. Are you taking notes? Are you moving your body? Do you have a fidget? Are you sipping on something? There are lots of different strategies and supports people use, often without thinking about it, to help them get the information that they need from a situation. So when we're talking about and breaking this down, I think it's important that we are, again, putting this into a conversation, something that we can talk about together. The idea that when you listen with your brain and body, that it helps you to pay attention to what people are doing around you and helps you get the information that you need about the situation and about where you are and who's there and what's happening. It's also really important as we think about what this concept means that we're also sharing that it's one way people gather information about you and try and make their own decisions about whether you're listening, whether you're getting the information that you need, or if you're interested or not. So I would say that this is one of those concepts that is really tied to self-awareness and also tied to self-regulation. And when I'm thinking about self-regulation within the context of this concept, I think about it very simply as balancing what's going on around you with what's going on or happening inside of you to really help you meet your goal for that situation. So let's think for a moment that, if we're thinking about a student, perhaps their goal is to participate in a classroom discussion. They want to balance, again, what's happening around them, what's happening inside of them. And that can be any number of things, what they're thinking about, what their body might need, in order to get the info they need so they can participate in that class discussion. It might be that a student has that goal of having the information they need to start the assignment. And again, this spans the ages, and is thinking about what an important role this plays as part of learning as part of a group. Maybe we're thinking about this concept of listening with your brain and body because somebody has a goal that they want to have a connection and conversation with a friend. So they want to be able to think about what their friend is sharing if they're talking about what happened over their weekend. Again, all of these concepts are really tools to support that process and give us language to start to think about things like, what makes it harder or easier to get the information you need in different situations? Is it harder? Well, I would say probably for most people, it might be harder when you're feeling tired or hungry, or if you're thinking about something that happened earlier in the day or anticipating something that's coming up. Having that awareness allows you to then choose from different options and strategies to really support you. Think about this too as a launch place for advocacy, a launch place for being more aware of what you need, and then identifying and practicing and playing with different tools and strategies for different situations. And again, being able to have a conversation about this, to talk about it explicitly. I worked with a high school student who was sharing that for them, when they're trying to meet their own social goal of listening to a peer talk about something, being aware that the way that they wanted to listen or the way that would best support them in gathering the information might not be perceived by somebody else as them listening. So it was a really great opportunity to think about how to advocate, when to advocate, if to advocate in order to meet their own social goals. Again, going back to where this started, everybody listens in their own way. Everybody's brain and body need different things in different situations. This is that concept as we talk about, okay, how do we listen with our brain and body to really crack that open and create opportunities for that increased self awareness and for advocacy?